Happy New Year, Happy New Year, Happy New You. Hello, everybody. This is Athena StarSeed, and I've been dormant for a little bit now. And today got messages from Chief Golden Light Eagle that it's time to come back out of hibernation and start sharing the light. So I always want to start out with some breath and some prayer, okay? So just want to invite you to breathe with me. Inhale and exhale. Second breath, inhale and exhale. And last time, inhale and exhale. Just ground in. Okay, now I'm going to pray. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of men. Let light return to earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of men and women. May the Christ consciousness return to earth. In the center, where the will of God is known, let the center guide the little wills of men and women, the center which the masters know and serve. And may it seal the door where darkness, doubt, disease, and duality dwell. May the plan of love, light, and power restore heaven on earth. Archangel Michael, Gabriel, Uriel, Raphael, Father Sky, Mother Earth, from the point of light that connects all of us, please be here in the sacred circle of light. Allow me to be a clear channel. Amen, amen, and amen. All right, so first things up, miracles, 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 miracles. I received this beautiful Bible from my father for Christmas, which this was my brother's Bible. So many of you who know my story, when I was 20, on December the 15th, I got a phone call at 4 o'clock in the morning that my brother had died. And I was in college at the time, and it was probably one of the hardest initiations that had ever happened to me. So every Christmas, I'm a little more sentimental because I remember the life of my brother. This was his Bible. My mother had asked my father to wrap his Bible up and give it to me for Christmas, so I got it this year. And my brother highlighted several passages like the month before he died. And so today I was really inspired to just open up the Bible and pick one of the passages. My brother's name is Richard John Castaldi Jr. Okay, so this is for you, beautiful brother. This is in the book of Matthew, and it's about not worrying. And have we had a year? Have we had a year of being challenged with not worrying? From not worrying if we were going to get sick, to not worrying if we were going to get paid, to worrying about, all the different things that were coming down, just paying the bills, just getting through Christmas. I mean, right? If you have Christmas on your heart and, you have a challenge financially or with your health or emotionally, or it's tough. So here's a scripture that my brother highlighted. Oh, by the way, see these little ears? I'm wearing these little ears, which were a gift from my daughter, Reverence. She made them for me and wrapped them in golden string. Can you see them? And a little golden flower from Hawaii. And then I'm also wearing another gift that she made me. These are like little earrings that my daughter made. So we were actually talking, before I read the scripture, side note, we were talking about the meaning of Christmas and how it's not about the material things that you have. Buying presents and clothes and shoes and then showing everybody what you got for Christmas and then posting all the things. I mean, yeah, that's fun and it's nice to share and we want to celebrate everybody's wins because we're all together. At the same time, we want to create moments of presence with our loved ones and memories and handmade gifts. And so she made me a beautiful painting and some of these little ears, and she made me these earrings, and yeah, love is about like sharing those moments. So anyway, I'm so happy being a mom. All right, so back to my brother Richie and do not worry. So this is the book of Matthew. And it says, who of you by worrying can add a single hour to his life? And why do you worry about clothes? See how the lilies of the field grow? They do not labor, they do not spin. And yet I tell you that not even Solomon in all of his splendor, not even Solomon in all of his splendor was dressed like one of these. If that is how God clothes the grass of the field, which is here today and tomorrow is thrown into the fire, will he not much more clothe you, O ye of little faith? So do not worry, saying, what shall I eat, or what shall I drink, or what shall I wear? But seek ye first the kingdom of heaven and his righteousness, and all of these things will be given unto you. Therefore do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day is enough trouble of its own. Seek ye first the kingdom of heaven. The kingdom of heaven is within. And when you know that, no matter how much money you have in the bank, whether you're getting paid or not, whether, even if you have a home or not, many of you know that a lot of our brothers and sisters this holiday season have been displaced. And so that's super challenging. I know how that is. I too lost my house in 2009, and I think that was one of the biggest ascension initiations of my life, because I had identified with my house. I was my house, and that was my ego. And when I let that go and I realized my home is the earth. My home is where my heart is. My home is where I place my heart with my loved ones. And so I just want to send out prayers and love and blessings to all the people who have gone through all kinds of hardships this year, and all the people who have passed, like my beautiful brother, and like beautiful Chief Golden Light Eagle. Oh, Chief, thank you for talking to me today, because I didn't plan on doing this. But the Chief came in and gave me some messages to deliver to some of his lineage. Nikki. Sending little blessings to Nikki right now from the Chief. Write your book. Write your book. And, Chief always had a very high vibration. He was always talking about Emmanuel. And he was channeling a lot of stuff from Emmanuel, too, about forgiving your neighbor and treating people with kindness. And even when people persecute you or they judge you wrongly, to be able to pray for them, pray for your enemies, and to bless them, and to find joy anywhere you can, everywhere you can, through your own heart. And so this is what today is about. It's about finding joy for the new you. And so this is a motivation and an activation for us to take our dreams out and really look at them and say, how can we give these dreams to the planet? How can we make the world a brighter place by offering up our gifts, whether it's listening to a friend who's sad, or hugging somebody, or gifting a stranger a meal, or sharing your food with somebody, or gifting your clothes, or going through your closets and detoxing your own house, but then sharing that with other people. So there's so many ways we can gift without actually spending money, just by spending presence and spending really precious time, which is the most valuable resource, right? That's all we really have, is our own love and our own light. Okay, there's one other thing I wanted to do too here, is, I wanted to share from the from the I Am Discourses from Saint Germain. I wanted to share just a tiny little activation. This is an invocation written on October the 3rd, 1932, the I Am Discourses, and this is Godfrey Ray. Yeah, Godfrey Ray King, those of you who know the I Am Presence. Thou infinite mighty presence, thou all-pervading principle of life, we give praise and thanks to thy wondrous activities through our outer presence. Out of thy mighty essence comes all that is. And oh humanity, might understand thou art even more and forever self-sustained. Thou mighty active principle of life, surge forth in the outer activity of mankind and manifest thy supreme justice in all places. Mighty presence of the light of God in action, govern the minds of mankind. Hold them in truth and justice, and see that thy messengers are placed in all official positions. That's you guys, you light workers. You're going to be placed in the perfect position, like a little star in the firmament connecting to a constellation. Let thy messengers be placed in all official positions. Let not the outer interfere, that none of humanity may accept any thought of deception, right? Stay out of duality and come back into unity. Even if people are challenging you, always see the best. Typically, those who are disgruntled or upset, they're just the spirits that have lower light. So those of us who can harness more light, we can shine on them. The cup is half full, and pray for our enemies and pray for those who persecute us and love them in spite of everything, because they're just another aspect of us. To all the omnipresent other me's out there in infinity, I'm sending you love. I'm sending you light. I'm sending you peace. I'm sending you blessings. The mighty presence of God in action, surge forth in the minds of all. Surge forth in the minds of all, expressing thy conquering presence. The conquering presence. So 1,000 years of peace, light workers. Yes, yes, yes. 144,000 of us strong already got the covenant. We already know the divine providence. We can declare and command and demand that in the presence of the I am right here, right now, we are going to be that piece of the peace. This is my piece. The piece of the puzzle that I am, in the I am, I'm bringing forth joy and peace. And then I wanted to do a little magic. So I have my little cards here, my little starseed cards. I want to see what the messages are. Shishi does angel readings. Happy New Year, Shishi O'Donnell. Sorry I couldn't be with you the other weekend, but I know you're out there shining your beautiful light, singing your gorgeous songs. Thanks for being born on the planet. Thanks for hanging out. All right, so magic everywhere. So I'm going to throw 3 cards and see what the angels have in store for the starseeds today. All right. Oh, wow. This is about stepping forward into your multifaceted, unique nature and let yourself be seen. Poets, painters, singers, songwriters, authors, dancers, readers, healers, quantum beings of light, those who go out and feeding the hungry, clothing the naked, being with the poor in spirit, loving them, encouraging them. This is for us to be able to give our gifts and shine in our unique way. The second message is, things are being woven. Have patience. If you are getting ready to surf that cosmic wave and you're out there on your cosmic surfboard and you're like, when's it going to happen? When's the wave coming? When's the wave coming? I know it's coming. Relax. Enjoy the placid water. Sit in the field of peace and allow the wave to emerge. Allow the wave to come right up underneath of you and emerge and take you to the golden shores of your divine destiny. So presence in waiting, more miracles are happening. There's divine timing rolling out right now. Starseeds, light workers. Card 3, isolation. You are not alone. So many of us have been feeling like isolated. We've been in the Hermit card for 2 years. The Hermit card in the Tarot. You have to go in to get out. And we've been on earthly quarantine, right? It's a time in. The galactic brothers and sisters of the universe want us to spend time in allness, in all oneness. So this card right here is about you're not alone. You've never been alone. You can't be alone. Isolation and physical connection brings inner community. And the inner community, when you commune with God inside, with the Christ light inside, with your golden thread to quilt the fabric of humanity together, you're never alone. You have your angels, you have your guides, you have your ancestors from your mother's side and from your father's side all the way back to the beginning, wrapping around your cells and wrapping around your souls, activating your divine DNA, your new codes of the 0 point, to delete the hard drive, to etch a sketch the data in the mental body and start afresh with every breath is a mini death. Inhale, hold, calling in the light, the golden energy of light, filling up the crown with light, filling up the third eye with light, filling up the throat chakra with light, filling up the heart chakra with light, filling up the solar plexus with golden light, filling up the second chakra, creativity, relationships with light, filling up the survival and thriving physical abundant chakra with white and gold light. Exhale. So I received 3 $2 bills in the mail from a very magical being. And I don't even know if she knows that this is something from my childhood. My grandfather, who was very, 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 very poor. Very poor. His whole life was poor. I think they had 9 brothers and sisters, and they were in the mountains of West Virginia, and they lived on a farm, and they basically all shared their hand-me-downs, and he never felt wealthy in his life until he received his first $2 bill. And then he promised himself that he would keep his $2 bill in his wallet and never spend it, and no matter what happened in his life, good, bad, or indifferent, he would always feel wealthy with the magic of this $2 bill. It reminded him that he was always taken care of. And so that reminded me of when I was a kid. My grandfather used to give me, my granddad sailor, speaking of the ocean, cosmic waves of love, a $2 bill. And I had a godmother who was Sister Ada, who was a nun, and she used to give me $2 bills. I think back in the 70s, this was a big deal, getting a $2 bill. You know how magical? But I didn't just get one. I didn't just get 2. I got 3 $2 bills. So one here is for my beautiful daughter, Reverence, and the other I'm going to put on my altar, and the other I'm going to wrap around something very magical, and I'm going to put in my purse, and I'm going to remember my grandfather's magic and my grandfather's miracle, that all of his needs got met. And even to the day that he died, and my mom just told me this story this morning, that he had a $2 bill in his wallet, and then she gave that to my other brother. So, you know, our ancestors are always with us. Like I said, you are not alone. You've never been alone. And when people cross over and they go into another ethereal dimension, it's just like walking into another room. Like they're on the other side of a door. And when we're still and when we're quiet, we can hear and receive messages from them. So, like, did my grandfather whisper into my beautiful girlfriend's ear and then send me these? It's how you want to see the world. It's how you want to find your own meaning, that we're not alone. We're never alone. We're always getting messages from the other side. We're always getting messages from the angelic beings. We're always getting messages from the Christ and the Christ light. So another really wonderful thing I want to share on this joyful New You Day is I went to Mount Shasta, I guess this year in like January, February. And I love the Christ. I love Jesus. I love Emmanuel. All the different names. Isa. They call him Isa in India. And I always wanted to see more of him that were not in this crucifixion. I was raised Catholic, so I was raised seeing Christ on the cross. And I was like, oh, like, get him off the cross. There were other things that Jesus did, you know? And so I saw this beautiful, look at this, statue of the Christ, and he was meditating. Let me take this up. All right, sorry about that. Somebody's popping in. But it's a pause because here's the Christ, and here he is being still. Be still and know that I am God. The Christ is inside. So God is inside of the Christ is inside of us, the Christ light, and my Father and I are one. So that means we're all connected. We're all one. There is no separation. There is no division. There's no division. There's no division. There's just an omnipresent source of I love you. And the other thing I want to share is I love feathers. I don't know if you guys feel that when you see a feather that drops from the sky, that you have like an angel that's either giving you a little message or just saying, I'm here with you, whatever you're going through, have faith. Have faith, have faith, have faith. Have faith. When I was a little child, oh my gosh, from probably 5 years old, I remember hearing that little still small voice. And then as I got older, I started to get these really heavy initiations. And I went through some super duper dark times in my teenage years. I wanted to jump off the planet. Seriously. I was like, somebody adopt me, send me away. I want to run away. I got to get away. I can't handle this. It's just too much. There's too much. I felt like I couldn't understand the people. They didn't understand me. I felt like I was from a different dimension for sure. And I would just say to God, you know, I got to get out of here. And then I would hear this message. Wait one more day. Just wait one more day. And I would just pray and I would be like, okay, God, send me a sign, send me a message, send me anything. And then I would see a feather. And that was my message, that God is always with me. God is always looking after me. My guardian angels have been with me this entire incarnation, and they'll be with me at my point of transition, into my graduation, into my evolution, of the revolution of however many times I'm going to come in and out of existence in this dimension, as often as is required to fully crack open the cornucopia of my own consciousness, where the I Am Presence lives 24/7. 24/7. 24/7. The angels sing, you are the inheritance of the divine light. You are the children of the Most High God. You will be in that light. You will be in that. That is all that is. So if every acorn might not know its destiny, but becomes an oak tree, then every soul will one day grow up into the essence of God. That is the promise. That is the promise. So there is good news. There is good news. We can share our light and share our love with each other. So, my third little miracle that I want to talk about is sometimes when I feel alone and I feel like I don't have anybody around me. We've been spending a lot of time alone, all of us, as a planet. I say to God, show me a sign, show me a miracle. And look at what I receive. Can you see that? It's a little heart. This is a stone that took millions of years to get into this little shape. And it's like, I say the word, God, show me a sign, and then into the dimension. And it's not just one. I'll see this in watermarks. I'll see this in oil drips. I'll see this. This is one that my daughter, one time I was having a really, really rough day. This is the one I keep on my desk too. And I was so sad. And I was just like, oh, you can't even hold it back. You're trying to be strong for your kid, but you're just sad. And my daughter goes, Mommy, we were right by the, actually we were right by the TJ Maxx. We were going on a walk. She goes, Mommy, look, a heart stone. And she picks it up and she just hands it to me. And look how big this is. This is almost the size of my regular heart. Look at that. Reverence hands me this stone, boom, and I got out of my head. I was like, negative narrative. Oh, negative narrative. Oh, I'm going down the toilet. Negative narrative. And she goes, Mommy, look, a heart stone. Look at that, a heart stone. So if you ever feel alone, ask. Just ask. Ask for God to give you a sign. Sometimes it's a moonbow, the light rainbow around the moon. I would say this last week, for the people that are in the city of angels, we have been praying for rain. We've been praying for rain, right? To wash the city clean, to baptize the city of angels, to nourish the land. I've had these beautiful, magnificent trees in my backyard, and they were getting so dry, and the fires were like crazy last year. They were crazy. And I was like praying for rain. I was out there in the medicine wheel doing a rain dance. I was shaking my thing, doing my stuff. Rain, praying for rain. And then finally, we got all this rain. And I don't know if you guys remember, I think it was 2019. We had a ton of rain. And then what happened? We had a super bloom. And then what happened? We had a migration of thousands of butterflies that were flying. And I think from Canada to Mexico, they were passing through LA. Hundreds and thousands upon thousands of butterflies that you went out and you felt like, am I in a CGI film? What is happening? All these butterflies. And butterflies have been everywhere. So to me, it's about we become the butterflies. Like the seed of the acorn to the oak tree, the seed of the soul to God consciousness, from the caterpillar to the butterfly, we're able to get out of what cocoons us. The negative thinking mind, the separation of, I want to call the vax and the non-vax, the star-bellied sneeches. If anybody wants a lesson to not be in duality with your brothers and sisters, please read Dr. Seuss. And Dr. Seuss was also a very awake being. If you look at his name, S-E-U-S-S, and you add another E and you take away an S, it's see us. Doctor, see us. A sea of us, a sea of me, and the omnipresent we. There's only one thing happening, and it's one thing fractaled out infinitely. So Dr. See us in the star-bellied sneeches is the medicine for the separation of putting brothers against themselves with this and then that. But I'm here and you're there. Here's my card, you don't have one. Do you know what I'm saying? Star-bellied sneeches, Dr. Seuss. Pick it up. I might even get the book and just read it to you. I think that's I probably should just own the book. That might be something I do. I might broadcast that, okay? So, let's see what else we got here. Every time a bell rings, an angel gets her wings. Every time a bell rings, an angel gets his wings. Put your wings on. Flap, 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 flap. Clear your aura. Flap, 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 flap. So, all right. One last thing. Okay, I want to share with you this little magical frog of abundance. Okay, this is a little jade frog. And I can't even remember who gave this to me, but they said to me, I really want to give you a precious stone, and this is the one I picked out. And I had a best friend in elementary school, and her name was Jade. And when I was in a wheelchair, and all the other kids made fun of me, this little girl, Jade, would push me around, and she was my friend. And she happened to be actually very wealthy. And so she had, back in the 80s, this was a big deal, Jordache and Sassoon jeans, and just the clothes of the know. And I had a lot of hand-me-downs. And so I had to go to the Goodwill for my clothes. And Jade used to give me all of the jeans that she didn't want, and she would share them with me. And then little kids would come to school and be like, oh, those aren't your jeans, those are Jade's jeans. And they would make fun of me because they knew that she was my friend. But she constantly stood up for me and pushed me around in my wheelchair and just showed me love. 20 years into the future, 20 years into the future, I get a call out of the blue with a girl's voice on the other end that I had lost touch with, and it's Jade. And she ended up falling out of a tree and getting paralyzed, and she was in a wheelchair, and she had asked to come see me. I mean, I was like, whoa, what is happening? So anyway, she came out and she stayed with me for a while, and she gave me such love and inspiration. She became a professor in her wheelchair. She was publishing articles. She was a teacher. She was helping so many people from her wheelchair. She was paralyzed, one side of the leg, so she couldn't walk at all. And so when they gave me this jade frog, I remembered how generous she was, how she changed my life, and I named my first puppy after her, Jade of the Divine Sun. And that was my little Chinese Shar-Pei. So I want to have you guys remember, frogs represent metamorphosis, right? They start out as tadpoles in the water, and then they grow legs, and then they hop into the air and onto the land. And when things get tough, we, as light beings, have an ability to change into another aspect of our higher holy self, just like a frog. And we can bring in abundance from nowhere to the now here, just by having our levels of light high enough to create that joy, to become that magnetic, to see the emergence of the kingdom of heaven and all of our treasure being here, and never to have to worry. Why? Because God has our back, front, inside, and out. And we are richly blessed all the time with exactly what is necessary for our own inner and outer evolution. So on this beautiful Happy New You Day, I want to bless you with the messages of the Christ, with the messages of Saint Germain, with the messages of the animal kingdom and the angelic kingdom and all of the avatars. You are loved. You are precious. You are holy and designed by nature. You are made in the image and the likeness of God, Goddess, Creator. And you will do great things, and the world will forever be changed because you are here. So never give up. Always give in to the divine light. And know that you are truly, truly, truly loved. Blessings and light. This is Athena StarSeed. Hopping, 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 hopping down to the abundance road of infinity. Love, 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 love. Stay tuned.